Apple's ecosystem isn't just iPhones and AirPods. The real trap is the invisible layer underneath, the part that makes leaving almost impossible. Hey there, Samuel here. So we all know the standard Apple ecosystem, the iPhone, the iPad, the Apple Watch, the AirPods. It's the classic walled garden. We all know about it, we've talked about it for years. But what if I told you that the real ecosystem, the one that actually traps you, isn't any of those? Because in 2026, Apple isn't just selling you a phone anymore, they're building infrastructure. They have created this second layer of products that look harmless, monitors, accessories, financial tools, but they're engineered to keep you locked in deeper than any MacBook ever could. I call it the ghost ecosystem. It's the stuff that you don't notice until you try to leave. It's the invisible glue that holds your digital life together, and once you're in, pulling yourself out feels like ripping out the wiring of your own house. Let's start with the hardware sitting right on your desk. Take the Studio Display or the Studio Display XDR. On the surface, you're buying a beautiful 5K or 6K panel with Apple signature color accuracy and promotion. But that's not the whole story. Inside these monitors is an actual A-series chip, the same kind of silicon that powers the iPhones. It handles the webcam, the speakers, the microphones, and the color pipeline. It's not just a display, it's a smart device disguised as a monitor. And that's where the lock-in starts. These displays run on hardware handshake with macOS. Plug one into Windows and suddenly you lose promotion, true tone, the color profiles, the camera features, and everything that made the monitor worth the price. So you aren't buying a screen, you're buying a proprietary anchor. If you ever switch computers, your $3,000 monitor becomes a very expensive rectangle. And Apple knows this. They know that once your desk is built around the hardware, you're not going absolutely anywhere. But that's just the physical layer. The real trap is in your wallet. The Apple Card looks innocent, titanium, sleek, and integrated with Face ID. But it's one of the smartest lock-in tools Apple has ever created. Most people get it for the daily cash. It feels like free money. It flows straight into a high-yield savings account. It is frictionless, rewarding, and addictive. But the real hook as to why so many people get the Apple Card is the 0% financing. Apple lets you buy a maxed out MacBook Pro or an iPhone Ultra whenever it comes out with absolutely no interest over 24 months. It sounds like a win to you, the consumer, but it's the ultimate win for Apple. Because now you're financially tethered to Apple for the next 2 years. Your credit line, your savings, your monthly installments, all tied to your Apple ID. Switching to Android isn't a tech decision anymore, it's a financial one. You're no longer just switching phones. Leaving the ecosystem becomes a financial crisis. And once they have your money, they go after your work. With the Apple Creator Studio subscription, Apple officially moved from selling you the guns to selling you the bullets. Final Cut Pro's new AI tools only work on the Apple Silicon pipeline. The moment you stop paying, your project files become ghost. You can't export them, you can't migrate them, you can't even open them without the subscription. You're no longer a creator who owns their own tools. You're a tenant living on Apple servers, and the rent is due every month. Then you have the Apple Ring rumors. It's the same strategy, but for your body. Apple wants your health data 24/7, not just the steps and heart rate, but sleep cycles, stress levels, micromovements, etc. Your biological identity is synced to a ring that only talks with iPhone. Will it have its benefits? Of course. If you have to ring, your iPhone is going to be able to tell, hey, this is my user, so I can go ahead and unlock everything. Same with your Mac, your Vision Pro, your Apple TV, etc. It is yet another reason to stay in the Apple ecosystem because everything is gonna be more convenient. And finally, the invisible standards. AirPlay, AirDrop, Define My Network. Apple has built a ghost network out of 1 billion devices. It is not just convenient, it is socially expected. If you switch to an Android, try explaining to your family why you can't join the shared photo album anymore, or why you can see the AirTags on your keys, or why group chats break. That's the social tax of leaving Apple. Hey there, Editor Sam here, and I would like to point out that all of this is Apple's fault, not Android's. They're the ones that make group chats break. They're the ones that don't allow you to access your Photos album. They're the cause of basically every inconvenience that Android and Apple users experience. Just wanted to clear that up. Now, back to the video. I sound insane, but be honest. I'm right. Look, Apple makes it so easy to stay that the effort required to leave feels like a second job. They give you the best monitors, the best software, the best rewards, but they keep the keys. So the question is not, is Apple locking us in? Because we know they are. It's, are we okay with it? Is the convenience worth the control? Tell me in the comments, which one of these products is the one thing keeping you from leaving? Because for me, I'm gonna be honest, it's a 0% financing on my laptop. MacBooks are very expensive. Anyways, don't forget to like and subscribe. I am Samuel from Sam Nova, and I'll see y'all in the next one.